This house is not blocked. It's roaring with love.
Yes, a lot of energy in this temple tonight.
How peaceful to become in this nature for once. This world is in such turmoil. I glorify this house with my presence. You know, Norman, of my presence.
Absolutely.
We are old friends in the past.
Yes, correct. I was.
Like a homecoming, coming to this house
Mm.
with your friendship.
That's absolutely right.
And we're gathered here. We all know each other from the past.
We do, and you do. We're all put in this place for a reason.
This is glorified more than you know. You've spoken much in the past, and it has risen. But now it is at the extreme heights, in ways you cannot know. And we are doing this as you speak, in this room this night, amongst this godhood of friends and companions of the Spirit, and in the stars of love, of here and other domains that come to listen in from their planets and galaxies.
True.
The spheres of light, beauty and peace. This is quite a galaxy mix that I ordain in my presence at this time, in this room. And it's quite sweet in many ways. Full well, the walls are quite packed with incomers. I walk through the walls instead of through the door. It's quite amusing to you, and I see such. But we don't care. We come how we will, and do. This is normal for us. Be quite assured it's all right. We won't damage anything on our departure. The end of this meeting. So much has changed in the last few weeks, of which you have spoken. The galaxies are shimmering, shining with light, like they haven't done for hundreds, almost millions of years in some places. It's so glorious to watch as we look down from the heights of heaven and beyond in the stars of the galaxies, in far-reaching places of which you cannot know, for they are the other side of the universe, on the far side of the sun. Yet we can see remotely, in all sorts of ways of which you know not. It's quite interesting to conjoin. Your thinking is so disrupt to our own. You have a different galaxy vibration to mine and them gathered in this house this night, from some quarters of the universe. You're far in excessive and superior to those of this world, and this gathering here tonight. We don't mean to be offensive, but it's just a fact that we are stating, and it is true. And so we have stated it forth. My manner of conception and understanding of how it should be said, and it is done in the presence of Christ, in this house also, looking down as I speak my tune, and the songs of rhythms of the galaxies, as it's carried on the music of the stars, through the ethers of this light upon which I ride. It's quite a smooth ride in this dominion, which is rare on this earth, for it is bumpy and rocky in most parts. But here it's like riding on a sledge with those dogs you have, Huskies, I think they're called, in some parts of the north, as I have seen on my visits. We just slide across the galaxy in this part of your dominion. It's quite nice to occur as we arrive here, not all shaken up and shook in parts to our core. It's a very different ride to other parts of your earth. It's like going across those Himalayas, those mountain peaks, the sharp dives to the depths of those valleys and straight up again, and bouncing. Oh, such bouncing through our beings. We try to gather ourselves back together. And those lumps of stone that seem to hijack our being. On the downward rides, as we crash into the depths, and some of the former places that once were no longer remain, and different energies that can't be seen in your time, that we can see in ours, that are still present in some dominions of your earth. Lord Yahweh is approach, so I must be brief. I've more or less said my part. My part is risen to introduce you all to He who is coming forth as I speak, to address you this night, if you will permit. He is forlorn. He has not more places he can speak. The opportunities are just not there in this world, so advanced as this group has become over these years of gathering in this little circle. Lord Yeshua is up above, overlooking this house, looking down and looking for warrior forces to disrupt this meeting, and he will not permit. With Michael the Archangel at his back, his warlord of the depths of this world and many others, of disgusthood in our sight for their violence and turbulence of mind and energy of grief and emotion, pain and suffering, which we will not tolerate in our goodhood of light divine. We announce the beauty, the peace, the love, the companionship for the adored ones of our nation, universally in mind and heart, and rhythms of the soul, of which man knows not yet, but will come to know as they grow in opinion of what is true, what is beautiful, and what sings in harmony in our rhythm of the galaxies of love. You are setting a good path, you group, and I see progress in each heart, in each rhythm of beauty from now on. So congratulations to you all. And I condemn those that do this not, and will so forth more publicly in times ahead. And there are some that will come to this group in times ahead that have not prepared themselves, and we will speak forth direct to them more plainly than we have as times get short with what approaches. For much is changing in your world, far faster than you reckon, than what you see taking place. It is known to us, for we have directed it from the stars and galaxies with the beauteous Godhead of light in the domain of the Christ Lord, the Almighty, Yahweh the Great, that comes now to approach. So watch your thoughts, for he will be watching yours, each one, and gathering unto you himself what you are thinking in his presence and condemning that which is incorrect and writing a path of correcture of those that are not in alignment with his pure being of peace, light and love, to be ticked off in advance to control your discipline before he comes to speak. For I will be watching in his presence, to his glory, and writing records of this night in the star worlds, in the KAHANHA records up above, of which Hannah has much knowledge in this room. And will one day be very attached to those records in her own starlight of business up on board in the light kingdoms of her grace divine. She is a master with such books, in ways none of the rest can know or ascertain. Congratulations, my daughter, for all you have achieved. You are well worth the effort to study in our time and learn much, and more will be shared with you in the future from our hearts, as you so ascertain and are willing to learn. In this way, forthwith, my name will be among your teachers.
Thank you.
You have studied since a little girl for this purpose in the star kingdoms and have much achieved. And we glow together as one in its attainment in the future times ahead. And in times ahead, Uncle Donald may also attach. Peace be with.
Peace be with you.
Peace be with you.
I withdraw.
What's that?
All praise and glory be to God for this gathering up above in the stars and here at the beneath is my kingdom of grace. You have met my foreworker to announce my being in the arrival herewith. He is a good soul, of which one day you may commune in times of the glory of my kingdom, for he is a governor of much and works hard to my name. Norman is far advanced, as we know. And so much more that he does than most beings can attain on this planet. He has travelled through solar universes after solar universe and gathered so much to himself. It is a blessing to be in his presence, in my name, as Lord Yahweh the Great, the Almighty, and the Creator of all. All suffering will cease as of this night. I have condemned them that have manifest this in war and pain, hatred, channeling of death, witchcraft, demonology, such horrors of the spirit, they will never return back to my light. The door is closed, condemned to them forthright to ever pass through again. This house has been terminated in their future. They cannot return. For crimes against my matrix and all attached to the Essene of my Yeshua, who were crucified and such horror deaths met, I will not even repeat them. For loving the service of my name, as was taught by him in my presence back in Israel of old. No one will ever do that again to my Essene, my own people of God, as I see them taught in my own faith of all the planets of my creation, where this teaching has been taught throughout the ages. It is the glory of my personality that comes forth when it is spoken in their teachings, as Norman was inquiring a bit earlier on. I taught it upon that rock at Mount Sinai. Those 10 commandments I gave. Yeshua spoke it forth verbally to his friends with additional laws of my governance. It is still taught in the churches, yet not practiced these days as it should be in my name. If it could, so much more could be done with this world to bring healing, peace, glory, love, beauty, righteousness, divine grace in my name back into all things, where it is now derelict, antichristed, distraught, suffering, hurting, falling into distress from lack of being of my world in their presence. So their matrix collapses, not of their own doing, but of man. And I would have this all return. So those that are condemned will not return. I have considered much of all my doing, what was fit and worthy to remain, who had abuse in their thoughts, who considered love to be their matrix, and those that saw full horror in their existence as the reason for their matrix being in this place. They considered cruelty was their purpose. How can this be? I never taught cruelty at any time, and I never will. I am a God of love, a perfect being in all concepts, in all teachings to consider and emulate and glorify and ponder upon and deepen your understanding of all my teachings, of Yeshua, Buddha, Quetzalcoatl, great masters of the law of my life, and all I have taught and shared. They taught it far and wide. Look at that Magdalene that sits here this night. She has spread it far and wide throughout her matrix and continues this night in this house, in my heart of love, of this place, of where you are now gathered. She goes far and wide to spread these teachings. If I have shared with her, Master, and the Arimathean, the father of this life, that has now passed back, my risen prison with the stars of light, of the divinity of heaven, of which he was ever worthy of such in his name, for all his good doing throughout the reign of my dominion in all star worlds over the ages. He is a man you can't even begin to consider of how important he is in my government of Christ up above, of which she loves and adores and ever has and ever will, my perfect thinking. He is one teacher not, but a whole universe wrapped into one verse of my truth, from elemental up to the most profound. He teaches the professors, the doctors of all education in all realms. He is one himself of the Godhood of the universe of my Christhood, of the scrolls of truth in the kingdom of the divine, and a master of many of them, of which you know not. He was her grand tutor in this life and past kingdoms, as in King Arthur and the knights of his house, of close to this place, of which you know of. Lord Ara, he received the Holy Grail. Upon Chalice Hill was he, also attuned to my sight. And this gathered daughter in this room that speaks this night. She has much to say in many dominions all over the universes, of which she knows not at this time. This is being prepared for her, out of my right, to spread the gospel of my truth, and this will be done. For I have so proclaimed it, and this will happen, as and when I say it will. It is already being marked out on the calendar of her life. And all praise and glory be to God for this, as I've worked with her over the ages of many millennia, to see this night come forth, to share this knowledge with those of this house, this room, this godhood and little enclave of loving hearts and souls in my presence, as I watch them, each one. And you are a blessing to my name, as I share my love with yours. And thank you for working the way you do. I truly appreciate it. In a world of governance not, and such hatred and fear, starvation, depravity, horror, sickness, so much ill that can never happen in my presence when they remember my name, that they forget who they are. They forget my attachment to how they grow, to how they live, to how they share one thing with another, to benefit all in my name, and get selfish in so much of their lives. And all should be gifted free of charge, and love gifted in the giving of that gift, and not charged a filth of money for greed and suffering and torture, as I watch across this planet, as in Gaza. Those with nothing get what they have taken, and that is not enough for some to make them suffer much, even more. And I will not tolerate this. Those forces will be eradicated. They will not exist on my planet, here and now, from this day forth. This is a radical endeavour of my part, of which I begin this night. And forthwith, you will see massive change taking place. And all my angels are governing this as we speak. There will be hatred in the star worlds that control the depravity of this world, from other kingdoms that are not my own. But they will see the power of my force in action from this day forth, as I have spoken it, and pay a high price, a heavy price, for what they have done to the needy, the sick, the dying, the poor, the depraved, the collapsed, and the dying. That is not the way to love another soul, and I will not have it forth one day more from now on. All things change in this world, and I will force what they will not surrender to. I will take back what is my own that was shared with them, and they will pay a price they have never yet known in this life until now. It is payback time for many of them. But you of this house are kind. You give. You share. Friendship comes to those that are welcomed in this building. This is the way it should always have been. You are kind and caring, healing and true, loving and sweet, beautiful to watch from our domains of the Spirit. And we have gratitude extreme for this, for each kind word that is issued forth out of your mouths, out of your expression, in vibration, energy and teaching, to raise the rest to greater heights of my knowinghood, and way forward for those that are left that can survive. It's what has been separated, the wheat from the chaff. The New Jerusalem has approached. The masters have gone forth. Some of this house have gone forth. Others are being watched. See if they can make that final declaration of what we expect to arrive there in due kind. You're close, very close. Some gathered in this building over the past few weeks in these meetings. But some are not yet fully risen. A little bit of work and it could happen. And we hope it does for the happiness of all. I must depart. Lord Yeshua has other things to attend. So without his governance I will not remain and speak my peace. Lord Michael is also attached. Michael the Archangel, his beloved friend and companion, and as of my own, and some of you in this house, who he loves and adores, and knows as a father of much, as in the Magdalene here, through whom I speak. He was John the Baptist, her friend, and Chief Joseph, her late father, back in 1865 when she was born, to him in the Midwest of America. That friendship ever remains. true and close and eternal. He's only ever a thought away, in the Magdalene and this house, if you need him. And we love and adore him, busy as he is. He will always come if you call, my friend, and the guardian of my godhood, up in the states of life eternal, in the heaven realms of grace, and now above, up in the higher Christ of my dominion that I have recreated in this new start. What was, is now, and will remain, to the few that make it forth into the higher dominion of the Christ plane, which is now open to them if they work hard in my presence and I accept them. So God bless you and keep you. My light will shine down on you. As I've looked into your souls and looked around this room and read your thoughts and your actions in these past few weeks while I have been addressing this gathering. And you're a close-knit group, and we like that. Tight-knit groups can achieve much in brotherhood, friendship and love. So congratulations, and keep working on this, for the stars can accept more than you realize. In the eternity of my doing and procurement of life, back into the states of my higher life, of the beyond, which is not known in this dominion, and never will be told or spoken of, for I will not allow it. But I will choose and decide what is, what can attain it, and what cannot. So be assured you have been considered in many respects for what I can approach into their lives if they make the mark in my sight. An opinion as done, as ready to attain this to their goodhood in the beyond. So God's grace be above, within, and all around of you, underneath and above your head, and throughout your universe as I look, to hold the peace until I get back. Then I will watch down upon this house in the future weeks and months, and see who can be gathered in, the heights of which I'm expecting some of them to come in full glory in my name, and I hope it is done. Norman is full ready for this. I have already chosen you forth, my son. Congratulations. Work not backwards, come forth. And it's all ready for you to clap hands and receive in joy and adoration of your gift that is lying with your name on it in my presence, in my house up above. And Churchill will be with you to celebrate, for he has already achieved this in my name, and is considered forth for much at this time, for wise words spoken back in his time, of which he has not been shared with us yet. But it comes for all his doing, wisdom and clarity forth in his teaching in this house as a service to love in my name. And he has done much over time to be a glory in my own right as one of my servants in Christ to go forth into the universes in his name and my own. He is a good knight of love. And challenges not the weak, but the strong, the stubborn, the weary making with their obstinacy. And he flattens them, knocks the sense into them. He gets them walking a different path, as he is so directed by my name. And this will ever go forth. For no man can stand in the presence of Churchill. And he sets his mind to win. And win he does in all respects of my name. God's grace go with. Peace and blessings upon the heart and soul of you all gathered here this night. I bless you and keep. Amen.
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 Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
And so it is done.